Ciao, buongiorno. My name is Sierra Bush. I'm the founder of Creative Edge Travel, and I'm making this video to announce our 2025 small group tours so you can see where we're headed, what amazing experiences are in store, and help you choose your 2025 adventure with Creative Edge. So, before we dive in, I just want to introduce myself for those who are new here. I fell in love with Italy back in 2010 when I did a study abroad in Cortona, Italy. And before going, I just studied Italian on my own between classes here and there. And that opened the door to so many amazing experiences that I just really never imagined I would get to have. So I dreamt up this vision. I came up with this idea to help others have those more immersive cultural experiences as well. So going into local homes, going into artisan studios, lingering with locals for hours over a homemade meal, visiting those far-flung, off the beaten path places that haven't changed for tourism yet, so that you can actually experience the authentic Italian culture. So that's actually exactly what I do today. Creative Edge was officially founded in 2017. We offer small group and custom tours to the lesser known areas of Italy. And it's all about connecting with locals on a deeper level and having more meaningful and memorable travel experiences in Italy. So if you're wanting to see Italy in 2025 without the crowds, if you want to linger with locals and truly connect with the authentic culture, or maybe you're just looking for some inspiration, you want to experience life from a different perspective, we have some amazing trips in store for you for 2025. So we have some of our same tried and true trips, and we also have some new things in store. So let's check it out. All right, so Creative Edge Travel is known to veer off the beaten path. That is our specialty. It's where I feel most alive and excited to discover what's there, and where I feel most excited to bring you and introduce you to all the amazing people, places, and experiences I've connected with there. The way that I create these tours is different than most companies. I used to work for a luxury travel agency on Fifth Avenue in New York City, which still sounds weird to me because I'm from the Appalachian Mountains and never even wanted to live in Atlanta, much less New York City. So it's quite a contrast. But I remember living there, working at this agency, and being tasked with answering the phone. The customer on the other end could throw out the name of any country in the world and expect me to be an expert. I hated that. I hated having to kind of BS my way through acting like I was an expert about this place that, like, sometimes I'd honestly never even heard of because I was new to the travel industry and didn't know the entire world, which is not really feasible anyway. So I knew when I started my company, I would want to focus where I actually had expertise and could truly add value. Even though we do have clients coming back to us and asking us to do other destinations, Creative Edge Travel only offers trips to Italy. So that is our jam. We're totally focused on Italy. That's where we have the most on the ground experience and expertise and the most passion. So that's where we can actually give you the hookup, right? And actually, down to the detail of like where to park when you're outside of such and such village, or which artisan shop to go to, all those little things that you only get from spending time on the ground. When I'm creating a new tour, I actually go there first and spend time getting to know the area, meeting locals, finding out what they're passionate about, and how we could craft an experience around that. So we really check into the local rhythm and make friends that we then get to introduce to you. Our travelers are typically between 35 to 65, but we've welcomed travelers younger than that, older than that. You have to be 18 to join, but otherwise it's wide open and we get a mix. One thing I always truly love about our tours is seeing how quickly our travelers become a little family on the road. So I've seen the 20 something become besties with the over 70 lady, and all walks of life come to appreciate each other and include each other. It's really beautiful. It really restores my faith in humanity, actually. So if you're nervous about joining as a solo, or because you're not sure what the age range will be, Truly, do not worry about it. These kind of tours attract similar, like minded people. So even if your demographics are different, you will all have these similar shared values and quickly bond over shared experiences together as well. And if that doesn't do it, the wine's always flowing and that helps too, right? We also have a very exclusive group size of just 7 guests. If you've done any research at all for other small group tours, I'm sure that you found that the norm is at least 12 to 14. That's what they call a small group trip, which next time you're in a group of even just 10 people, look around and notice how that feels. It's such a different atmosphere, and also speaks to our insider access. You can't bring a group of 14 people into the tiny places that we go, like the artisan studios, the gelato workshop, all these places that if we were to cram that many people in there, it would just be an entirely different experience than with just our little group of 7 that becomes a tight-knit family on the road. I also knew when I was developing this travel company that people who like to travel off the beaten path also love to wander and kind of see what they stumble upon. They like that freedom. They don't want to be tied to a strict schedule that goes from sunup to sundown. So I made sure to include free time to explore on your own or just sit with a journal and a cappuccino and let the memories sink in. And then lastly, before we take a look at our 2025 tours, I just want to highlight that we don't do run-of-the-mill tours. If you want to hop around visiting 4 different towns in one day and trying to see and do it all, there are other trips out there for you. That's great. If that's your thing, go for it. But it's not what we're about. We're more for people that want to slow down in one specific area of the region and really connect with it. We have lots of trips to offer that I'm about to show you. That you will get really excited about when you hear about them, when you read about them. And if that's the feeling you get when you're reading about our tours, when you go to the website and download the detailed itinerary for each tour, if you find yourself getting excited about this idea of, staying in one specific area and really just sinking into that area, then you know that these tours are going to be for you. Okay, so our first trip, we have Scenic Sicily, Panoramas, People, and the Past. So last year's Sicily tour unfortunately didn't get enough signups, but I'm actually really glad that that happened because it prompted me to totally revamp the itinerary, and now it is better than ever. I'm so excited about it. All the gorgeous, gorgeous scenery and fun experiences, the locals, we have so many cool things to show you there. So we'll be staying 4 nights in the countryside, 4 nights in the historic village by the sea called Castellammare. It's in the picture in the middle. So we have locals lined up to show us their villages, introduce us to interesting people and traditions. We have a visit to a privately owned abbey in the middle of nowhere that feels like stepping into Hogwarts. We have a family hosting us for lunch on their prickly pear and olive farm. We'll visit some ancient ruins. We'll have a private boat ride along the stunning coast and see, honestly, the most gorgeous water I've ever seen. The photo doesn't even do it justice. It's going to be so dreamy, so fun. You do need to be fairly fit for this tour because we'll be walking in steep villages for several hours, and there's a moderate hike in a nature reserve along the sea, although you can always opt to make that a beach day instead if you like. So Sicily is one of my very favorite destinations in Italy. It has the warmest people, the best food, the most beautiful landscapes. I'm so excited, if you can't tell. I'm so excited to offer this new tour in 2025 and to help you experience it all. Yay! Secrets of Southern Italy. This is, I'm going to say, one of my favorite tours. I can already tell. I'm going to say that for all of these, but this was kind of our flagship tour. So this is in the region of Puglia, the heel of the boot. And I spent a summer living and working in Puglia, and you can see from that picture in the middle that I was not mad about it. That was probably one of the best times in my life, to be honest. I met so many locals that are now part of the tour as well, and we went, I explored even further off the beaten path to an area of the region that has an amazing mountaintop town looking over endless olive groves all the way to the sea, and the best gelato, the best gelato I've ever had. And of course, we're doing a gelato workshop, so don't worry about that. We'll also have a cooking class at a traditional farmhouse, a private folk music concert just for us, a private boat cruise along the coast and into the sea caves. We'll be hiking to an abandoned abbey and relaxing at a picnic on a beach with these gorgeous white cliffs falling into the Adriatic Sea. Do I need to say anything else? It's amazing. It's really beautiful. Okay, so you do need to be fit for this one. It's a pretty active trip. Um, we will be going on a hike. There's a lot of stairs. I've realized that this is best for those who are mobile, active, and fit. This region of Puglia started to be talked about several years ago, and just over the past couple years, I've noticed some areas starting to change for tourism. So now is the time to come experience it before it gets too crowded. We are still going off the beaten path, but the first part of the tour is getting a little bit touristy. There's a vibe. It's not too touristy yet, but like I said, it's time to get there, experience it before it starts to really change. All right, Mysteries of Matera is an optional extension trip that you can add on to the end of Secrets of Southern Italy, or you can also do it on its own. Matera is this amazing city carved from stone. They literally took this the natural stone that is there, the tufa, that's very soft. So they were able to carve into it. So they literally carved out these cave homes and lived in them. And it went from being called the shame of Italy in the 50s to being called the European capital of culture in 2019. So that journey from the shame of Italy to being the highlight city of all of Europe is such a fascinating story, and we'll be learning all about it. We'll also be meeting some artisan friends, stepping behind the scenes in a generational bakery, and even visiting some ancient cave churches. Travelers who don't add this on to the end of the Secrets of Southern Italy trip always regret it. I always get texts saying, "Oh, I really am kicking myself for not adding that on." It's just so unique and such a once in a lifetime location that you'll never forget. It's really magical, as you can see all the lights in the evening as the sun goes down. All these lights turn on in the city, and it just sparkles. It's a maze-like city. It's so cool. So I can't wait to see who will stick around to experience it. Okay, living slow in Tuscany. I feel like a breath of fresh air just reading the name of the trip. This is definitely our most popular trip. Most people visit the area south of Florence when they're visiting Tuscany. But I found that area kind of hard to connect with. It just feels like everything has transformed to cater to the tourists and somehow just feels empty. So instead, we're heading north to the area called Mugello. We'll have 5 nights on a farm where we where we'll hunt for truffles. I've been talking too long. We'll learn how to cook with those truffles that we find. We'll help with the olive harvest, visit a winery, a cheese farm, and so much more. So after our time on the farm, we'll head to the most charming little village in the mountains where we'll experience their local chestnut festival and stay in a palazzo owned by the same family for over 500 years. It's gorgeous. The owners are so hospitable, so friendly and warm. They really make you feel like your friend staying in this villa rather than tourists. So it's all as amazing as it sounds, I promise. And like I said, it's our most popular trip, so it will definitely sell out. Extension in Florence. So, this is our optional extension trip that you can add onto Living Slow in Tuscany. So, since you'll be flying into and out of Florence, it only makes sense to stay a few more days and learn for yourself why this Renaissance city is so famous. There are so many top highlights in Florence, and everyone has their own interests. So, this tour is designed to give you free time to hit the highlights on your own that interest you. And then we'll hook you up with the more unique local experiences to more deeply connect with the city. Florence is known for its craftsmanship, whether it's leather goods, marbled paper, filigree jewelry, or there's so many other artisan crafts that come out of Florence. So, of course, we're stepping inside artisan studios to see them working. Um, Another part of this trip that is really special is the final dinner when we head to my friend Lucia's house, her Tuscan cottage in the hills above Florence, where we will have a dinner party with locals. So, this is the perfect way to get to see Florence, but also add some unique experiences that most people miss. Okay, yay! So, this is a brand new trip. I'm so excited. We'll be offering this Treasures of Florence itinerary in July as well as November. And it focuses on Florence, but has a couple day trips into the countryside of Tuscany as well. So, this tour is for you if you've always wanted to see Florence, but you also crave the countryside experiences like visiting a cheese farm, small villages, an olive oil and wine farm, um, as well as experiencing Florence in a more unique, off the beaten path way. So, in addition, you'll also get to visit a local festival. For the July dates, it'll be the Medieval Festival in Monteriggioni, is the name of the village. I've been to this festival and I was really surprised by how authentic everything was. I'm used to those cheesy, like Renaissance shows, but they really put a lot of effort into the costumes, the performances. I think you even had to exchange your euros for medieval coins, and they had demonstrations everywhere for how they milled flour, how they did blacksmithing, how they made candles, herbal remedies, so many things. So it's really, really cool. And then on the other hand, if you choose the November dates, you'll get to visit the Truffle Festival of San Miniato. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering just thinking about all the delicious food there. And I'm honestly not even a truffle fan. I find the flavor too strong. I don't really like it. So fear not, if you're not a truffle fan, you will love this festival as well. There's just so many booths offering cheese, chocolate, pasta, meats, wine, you name it. You will have such a blast walking around, taking it all in. And the views from this hilltop village are just the cherry on top. Of course, it being Italy, the festival dates can change. It's a little bit unreliable. But if we can't find another festival to replace it, then we'll spend the day visiting beautiful, lesser known Tuscan villages instead. So, either way, it's going to be a blast. Plus, if you didn't notice the dates, they fall over holidays. So, you can take advantage of time off work since the dates fall over July 4th or Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, I'm really proud of this itinerary that we've put together for Florence. I really am happy with the idea that even though it is one of the main destinations, we've found a way to help you experience it in a more immersive local way. And I think you'll really appreciate that about it too. So I'm so excited to see who's going to sign up. Okay, so that's it. So those are our 2025 tours. We've never released our tours all at once in an official launch like this. So to celebrate, we're throwing in something extra, extra, extra special for you. If you sign up by July 22nd, you'll automatically be entered to win that trip for free. Seriously, you can choose your adventure, put your deposit down, and then find out a few days later that you're going on that trip for free. there's no strings attached. It's just pick the trip you want, put your deposit down, and you'll get entered into a drawing to win that trip for free. How amazing is that? So remember, though, that the deposits are non refundable. So don't just sign up for anything. Only sign up if you really do want to go and you're prepared to make the trip payments if you aren't the one that wins, but fingers crossed. We have so many incredible experiences lined up for you guys this year. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you can't tell, I'm just giddy to a fault with excitement to see which tours you're going to jump on. So head to creativeedgetravel.com and choose your adventure now. Thank you guys so much. Grazie mille. Ciao.